but we
So
all have our unique perspectives. But the great thing about lead conversion and the fact that Agent Locator has asked some of us to kind of share our experiences is because we all have that in common. And I think it's just like when you go out and you buy a house, you say to your buyer, if we could only put 20 houses together, you would now have your perfect house. You guys
yes.
have the ability of watching all of us, and there's always going to be something that you're going to take away from each one, even if you don't have that massive connection. There's always something that you're going to be able to use to help you with your lead conversion for sure. Oh, Sarah, yes, I'm new here. Oh, you watch the recordings. Great, great. Today is definitely a good light day for Tara. I feel like the skin is looking a little smoother today.
All right.
It's been a hectic few days for sure. So what do we have on the docket today, my friend
uh,
Crystal?
did you have a chance to look through that document that I sent you? Because I had some fun. I was like always trying to find different
Yeah,
creative things so we're not always cycling through the same thing. Now, of course, you probably read through it and a lot of the topics we've already discussed. But it's kind of great to see and just the power of AI really, because all of that was done, I'm going to say within an hour, if that, like maybe half an hour. I just added one prompt. It gave me that. And then I said, yep, expand, yep, expand, yep, expand. I'm going to actually
AI.
share this.
Wow.
I'm
Okay.
going to actually share
So
this
maybe
with you
we,
guys
yeah,
in
we'll let
the
you kind of
chat here.
know. Yeah. I think, and I loved
So,
this because you basically came up with sort of a spreadsheet that said, here's what I'm hearing a lot of realtors kind of dealing with right now. And I'm
mm-hmm,
all about what Crystal and I always, first and foremost, want to do is we want to talk about exactly what you guys need. We all
mm-hmm,
know that I can help you with your drip campaigns. You all know that that soft touch that I use is always going to be there. You can ask me that 24/7. But this is a perfect opportunity, right, Crystal, when
mm-hmm.
we're together live, even though it's being recorded for an hour,
Yeah,
ask, let's hit this nail right on the head so you leave
mm-hmm,
here being able to use what you need to convert,
mm-hmm,
right?
absolutely. And
So
then,
so
and go ahead.
yeah. No, go ahead, hun.
Yeah. So really what I did is I just went into ChatGPT. And again, because the more you guys get familiar with it, if some of you guys aren't familiar with it, it actually starts to learn you. It has a memory now based on the questions that you've been asking, the prompts that you've been giving it. You can ask it to store memories, something specific if you want it to. And so really all I did was ask a question based on real estate AI. I think I used Canada as an option because a lot of our attendees here are in Canada. But
Mhm.
with the challenges across Canada that the top 10 challenges that realtors are facing right now when it comes to real estate and their business in general. So the first tab in that document is actually completely produced by AI, pulling information from the internet, from all the different sources, aligning with what the struggles are. And I think if you guys go through them, you're going to kind of probably align with a lot of those, the high interest rates and the market uncertainty. That's been one that I think we're still kind of facing. Interest rates are coming down, but there's still that uncertainty, of course, with everything that's going on. The lack of affordability and inventory, right? So that's another one where the housing supply that kind of matches the average prospective buyer is quite low. And then when something does come on the market that aligns, you're now in massive competition, right? So it's kind of like one of
Yeah.
those hurdles that are encountered. So lead generation. So of course, Agent Locator does help that with you. But when converting the leads into actual transactions, just because of the challenges due to hesitancy, that's something that we talk about with Tara and her drips and being patient and working with these leads on their terms, on their timelines. You have obviously intense competition out there. There's a lot of realtors, and in some areas more so, right? Some of you may work in
Sure.
smaller communities. that sort of thing. And then we also have the changing buyer and seller expectations, right? So they're always changing what our clients, and Tara, I imagine you've encountered this in the terms of like the length of your career, and a lot of you on here, is the expectations of our clients continue to change as technology changes, as the world changes, as real estate changes. It's continuously changing. So making sure we're adapting to those expectations is challenging for some. Marketing and social media challenges. So that's another one, right? So some of us, I know I speak to some people that are very hands-on when it comes to social media. They're very comfortable and confident with it. And then there's some that are like, I don't even go near it. I don't know what I'm doing. You know, and it's really, for many, social media is a huge pillar for their business. So you know, and it's constantly changing, right? So, you know, meta ads and all of that, if you guys are familiar with anything, you do that, they're always changing, right? So just as soon as you get familiar with something, it seems like these platforms like to switch it on you and change it out. So you got to relearn how to use it. So that's a challenge on its own. Or something new comes up, right? So a new app or social platform comes into play, and now we've got to try to stay current, right? We're trying to stay current with everyone that's out there, which is also challenging for many. And then the work-life balance part, like, you know, the burnout, right? So it can definitely be, for many, is the burnout that comes with really any business, but being available as a realtor, you know, that 24/7 mentality for many of you, is learning to really set your boundaries and ensuring that you're not getting burnout, which can be difficult for some, when, especially in times when you feel like you're struggling, where you need to make that deal. So you need to make yourself available constantly, and you end up just, you know, wearing yourself out in the process. So, do you, Tara, have any insight on those top 10, or that's only 7? Hold on. So the regulatory changes, right?
We haven't even got to 10 yet.
I know.
I'm exhausted already, Crystal. Enough.
I know.
All right,
You guys also have those changes. You betcha.
Let's throw this back out to them. Guys, what are you experiencing? What is it that you guys want to talk about today? Because everything that Crystal has said so far, I mean, here's me. I'm like, check. Like, we're seeing it. And we see it as well with the people that we're trying to convert. We'll just throw this with our agent locator leads, right? Everybody's got a different theory about what's happening in the world right now. I have to be honest. You know, everybody knows, for those that have watched the recordings, I am ridiculous. I get up at 4 a.m. Even if I wanted to sleep past that, it ain't happening. My body is not, it's like, no, it's up. You know, I get on, an hour later, CP24, Trump's going through with all these tariffs. Like, you know, where's the 30 days? I don't, you know, anyhow, you know, that's a big thing. That's causing a lot of talk amongst the world, right? My seller calls me, they took the property off the market. They wanted to put it back on, like probably March, April. She calls me, she's like, okay, like, do we got to wait another year? Like, I'm panicking, right? You know, so what are you guys experiencing out there in regards to some of these things that we've talked about?
Yeah, Amit's asking, you know, how to create, I guess, urgency. You put emergency, but urgency, more or less, for those clients to take action when they want to wait and watch, right? Because we get a lot of those where they're just, it's going to see what's going to happen out there, which can be super frustrating for some.
Yeah, and you're not going to change them, that's for sure. But here's what I'm telling my people, you know, and here's what we've all experienced. Rates started coming down. Now we know, especially if you've been in the business for a fairly amount of years where you've seen some different drastic interest rate changes. We all know that once it gets down into the mid threes, for those of us that have kind of been in it a bit longer than some others, we know once there's a 2 in front of that interest rate, all these buyers sitting on the fence are going to surge. We're going to be back into bidding wars again. We ended 2025 with that theory. Probably now, come March, April, we're going to have a 2 in front of it. Everybody's going to go crazy, right? Because everybody loves an interest rate with a 2, right? 2.9, 2.7, whatever it is. Then what? The third week of January came and Trump started talking tariffs for the first week of February. Now, what I know, I am not an expert, is if this happens, our economy will be affected. Inflation will come up. What happened 2 years ago? Interest rates rise again. So, what I'm saying to my people, because I am not a financial advisor, but I know this, my last experience since COVID, when interest rates started to rise, is buyers stopped looking because they are rate focused as opposed to let's buy a property, let's negotiate, let's get it under list. They are rate focused. So I'm telling my people when the tariffs come in, if what the financial district is saying is inflation will rise, that means interest rates will come up again. So you have a small window of opportunity to get, if you've got a listing, to get this place sold. That's what I'm telling sellers. I'm telling buyers the same thing. You now have an interest rate that's got a 3 in front of it. If you wait too long, you're going to be up again. So I really truly believe we have a very short window. We all know Trump's doing these tariffs because Trump gets whatever he wants. I don't want to go political, but we know it's happening. And we know everybody's saying it's going to affect our economy. So I'm being really real because here's the deal. Trump is so vocal right now that the public knows, right? They're hearing this. So I think you have to be honest. But I always throw the caveat in there, everybody. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm just telling you what I have experienced when these certain rates happen and when these world events have happened in the past. So let's not wait. Let's get it going. How do you feel? Is that good? Yeah?
I think so. I think
Anybody?
that's anybody out there? Yeah, I think
What's that
that's good.
movie? Bueller?
It really comes down to, again, and circling back to educating our clients the best that we can, right? And building that confidence and getting them to, without telling them things that we don't know, and being honest of like, well, we really don't know, but based on history, this is what potentially could happen. Yeah. But again, we don't have that crystal ball. No one knows until it happens what's actually going to happen.
I think the good thing for us as realtors is we've just gone through an experience where the interest rates were very affordable. They were low. Then inflation happened and they started to rise. In 1 year, they rose almost 7 times, right? What we know is buyers did not look anymore. That's when our listings now started sitting for 60, 90 days plus, right? So at least we can have an idea from a realtor perspective. If we get hit with the tariffs, if inflation rises again, which means rates will rise, we already know what buyers will do. They'll stop looking, plain and simple. Now we're dealing with another caveat here. Check in with your sellers because again, if anybody is still on a variable rate, we had the last time some people that simply could not afford the payment on their home anymore. So try to be proactive. You certainly don't want to give advice when we're not allowed to give advice if it's not our profession, but you want to stay in the know with them. So at least if they are struggling, you can put them on to somebody that could potentially give them the advice that they need. Yeah. Okay. Absolutely. All right. We see Allie here. Sorry. Do you see that, Crystal? I love it.
Basically, that one is about tariffs. So you kind of wrapped it into the other one as well, right?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Work on buyer terms. Yeah. And then basically tips on the tariff combos, which you kind of wrapped in. So we kind of tackled both of those.
So Allie, was that good?
Sure.
Did that kind of say it? This is exactly what I'm saying, because don't get me wrong. All of my sellers that had kind of took it off over Christmas and we're putting them back on, every single one of them is saying the same thing. All of my agent locator buyers that I have in the car, they're like, I think I might need to buy right away. I'm like, yeah, I think you do too. Again, buy before the market goes crazy where that surge happens and then everybody's in a
Hmm.
bidding war again,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's still only going to be a short period of time. There's a lot
Hmm.
going on. I mean, I was just listening to the news and apparently there's an asteroid that's going to blow up the earth in 8 years. I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah.
What is happening? Oh, okay. All right. I think there's more messages. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm not
No,
scrolling
there isn't, but
properly.
you guys do have the
Okay.
ability as well. If you want to comment or jump into the conversation, if you raise your hand, I can give you the ability to speak as well, just so that you
Yes.
guys are
Yes.
aware of that,
Yeah.
right?
Perfect.
But yeah, any other comments with respect to the struggles that you guys are, always, and the challenges that you guys are always
You know,
encountering?
Right now, we're doing here at the brokerage. I'm teaching teaching. I think they call it mentoring. Maybe I'm allowed to teach the Brian Buffini 100 Days to Greatness, and I've taken it in my real estate career. I took it before, but now as the manager here, I'm registered with Buffini to teach it. And it's really interesting to me, everybody, because what it does is it really gets you back into kind of old school real estate. We know that getting leads off Google Leads with Agent Locator is always going to be a pillar of our business, but it really is also helping people to bring back the relationship building with the people that you're talking to, creating a relationship and not a transaction with these people. And I feel like, and I've said this, I feel like till I'm blue in the face, our leads, especially through uncertain times and weird things in the economy and different real estate markets over such a short period of time, people get so easily confused. So if you just continue to be there for each and every one of your current clients, your past clients, and your leads as the person that they can trust to get the information that they need because you're building a relationship, not a transaction. These leads will always use you or at least think about using you when they're ready. And that requires more than just a simple phone call. That is additional touches to your leads that isn't as, black and white as if there's anything
Mm-hmm.
you want to know about the market,
Yeah.
right? It's throwing in those other little touches that are building the relationship. Maybe it's doing a simple vlog and having somebody come on where they're talking to your leads, about
Mm-hmm.
some of the things that is happening, what will happen if Canada does get taken over and is the 51st state. There are so many things that you can do to build a relationship with these people that you don't know. And that's why I'm so kind of loving being the teacher of the 100 Days to Greatness. Because even me, I'm like, oh, and I thought I was good. I need to
Mm-hmm.
do things better, right? Because it is about relationships, which will then ultimately lead all of you to conversion. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Okay. Question.
Amit is asking, is there an ideal time that the end or number of emails, SMS to be sent to a database to achieve the value of the balance of value and over communicating? Right. So again, like
Yeah.
that's a really great question
Yeah.
because again, that's something that we hesitate on. And I know a lot of people, even when it comes to like just doing a simple follow up with someone, we sometimes second guess ourselves thinking that I don't want to be pushing them or I'm calling them too soon or I'm emailing them too much. Right. So what is your take on that,
True.
Tara?
It's true. You know what? I feel like it's an answer that you can never really get the right answer for. I say this to all of the agents that I help train. I'm like, every listing that you list, every house that you list is for the most part somebody's past client. So sometimes I don't do it all the time, but when I get a new listing where it's not a referral from somebody or you know what I mean, clearly they bought the
Mm-hmm.
house with somebody else. sometimes I'll say to them, why didn't you use your first agent? And I will tell you, if you ask that question, 99% of the time they will say, oh, I don't even remember what their names are. Who was that again? Now I know because I've got the listing. And this is what I say to agents. There are two reasons why you're going to lose people. You're going to lose people because you meet them, you do a transaction with them, and then they never hear from you again. Or two, because you're so desperate for the money, you're going to hound them and hound them and hound them until now they'll never work with you again. I am that person, right? If you are all over me, if you follow me, if I walk into a store and you're so thirsty for your commission that I can't even look or breathe, I'm out. I'm done. But if you come to me and you say, listen, I'm going to let you do your thing, but I want you to know that I'm right here and I'm happy to help you with whatever you need. I'm just around that corner. And I'm going to check in with you every couple of minutes if that's okay. You got me, right? So read the person that you're talking to, right? Let's say if it's a lead, if you have a really good conversation with that lead, if they're really warm and fuzzy, you know already that they feel really comfortable talking to you. I would be doing a follow-up within the next probably 3, 5 days. And maybe that follow-up isn't going to be a phone call. Maybe it's just going to be a text. But I'm never going to be too wordy. It's super like, hey, Joe, thanks for the call the other day. I was thinking about you today. I'm thinking we might, maybe you want to see a house. What do you think? Right? Make it short and sweet, but read the room, right? There are a lot of people that, you get the phone, they talk to you, and they're giving you the cold shoulder, and then you follow up the next day. You can't do that. I do believe you'll lose them. So what I have for my drip campaign, it's about 157 days long now. So for my agent locator leads, so these are people that are in my car. Number one, they get listings every single day. So we know that, right? Remember, right, Crystal? How many times do I say this? When people come on Agent Locator, all they want to do is shop for houses, right? They're not shopping for realtors, they're shopping for houses. So I'm always aware of what they want, not what I want. I mean, I know I want the deal, but I understand that this is their show, not my show. So number one, they get listings every day, and I have them always set up for the up to 3 times a day. I want to make sure that my leads are getting all of the new listings that come out the 3 times a day, rather than having to go to realtor.ca or rely on another agent whose site they're on. So I always adjust their search so I have the 3 toggles on. Then I've got my 157-day drip. So that one goes out. It's got a few SMSs, and the rest of the emails are super easy, super chill, and they're not lengthy. And they go out typically once a week for the first 3 weeks, and then I have them go out about every 5 days. So let's just say every 5 days, 6 days. They're getting another soft touch from Tara saying, hey, did you know A? A couple of them are really simple guys. They're simply like, if you've got any mortgage questions, I really work with some great business partners. If you want me to pass along their name, let me know, right? Just anything pertaining to the sale. And that's how I do my drip campaign. And honestly, guys, it works. Then I follow the email notifications. I am vigilant at making sure I never miss checking my email to see what the notifications are. If I've got somebody that's liked a property 3 times, I have a template that I send out. I can do it while I'm sitting on the couch. It's easy peasy. Basically says, hey, Joe, I see that you've liked this house 3 times. I actually think this is a really great property. Why don't we take a look? Crystal, do you know how many people I've got in the car from just doing that? And here I am watching YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm watching myself on YouTube and I'm like, oh, let me send this out, right?
Yeah.
So I'm super vigilant with the notifications. If they've come back on after 30 days, I have another template that I say, hey, I'm so glad you're back. Enjoy the site. I'm here if you need anything. So those
Hmm.
extra touches, along with maybe you do a newsletter, maybe you do a call, those all are going to continue to build the trust, right?
Hmm.
People think it's a full-time job, but once you have agent locators set up, you've got your campaigns in there, it is so easy.
Hmm.
It's really nothing.
Yeah.
So I hope that answered in a very long way your question, Amanda.
Yeah, I think that some of us can, especially when we're hungry, we can be overly communicative with like email
Yeah.
communications, things like that. And just, if somebody's happy looking at listings, you see that they're active, but we're now blasting them constantly with email communications that
Yeah.
they don't care to receive, you may, the end result might be that they unsubscribe. So you just kind of shut the door on yourself because we're trying a little bit too much to
Yeah.
engage or get their attention.
So again, the
Sure.
rule of thumb for me, the rule of thumb for anybody that partook in my coaching company, any agents that I've trained on Agent Locator, or for that matter, even if it's a realtor.ca lead, like wherever your lead is coming from
Mm-hmm.
via the internet,
Yeah.
always say to yourself, it is not about me, it is about them. How do
Mm-hmm.
I feel when I'm being bombarded with a phone call and I'm not answering, and then they call again in another 2 hours and they call again the next day? You must put yourself in their shoes. You must understand because they're coming on and looking at houses by no means that they're going to buy a house. But I guarantee you this, one day they probably will. Also, they know someone that is buying. So, how you treat them with kindness, with respect, with consistency, with no pressure, they will also refer you to people that they know, which has happened to
Mm-hmm.
me over and over and over again. There's always business there if you just remember, how do I want to be treated? And then you go forward that way. Every email you send out has to be exactly as what would work for you. And I think most
Mm-hmm.
of us are the same way. We don't want somebody saying to us, okay, well, you haven't opened or you haven't called me back, so I'm deleting you. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Excuse me,
Mm-hmm.
then go ahead and
Mm-hmm.
delete. We're good,
Yeah.
right? So
Mm-hmm.
just use that, what did the Bible say back in the day? Do unto others. That's
Yeah.
always been my approach, right? How do I react? Because I think I'm pretty normal in situations like that. I
Mm-hmm.
know exactly when I walk in the door, I know exactly the person that I'm going to use to help me with my sale.
Yeah.
And it starts, what do they say? Your first impression you make is within how many seconds,
Yeah.
right?
It, mm-hmm.
So
It's pretty quick.
just think about that. I think
Mm-hmm.
we all get scared because we're not meeting them face to face. So we kind of
Yeah.
think, well, they're not opening. A lot of agents will come to me and say, but they're not opening my emails. And then I'll go back and I'll say, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe they're away,
Mm-hmm.
right? And just because they haven't opened your email for 3 or 4 months, but it shows delivered, that doesn't mean on month 4 that they won't.
Yeah.
Don't delete anybody. Wait it
Yeah.
out, right?
Yeah.
Wait it out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give you an example. An agent here that went on Agent Locator with our brokerage. He got some people out in the car. It was within the first probably 3 weeks or so. It was actually very quick because
Yeah.
usually it takes a little longer.
Yeah. Can
And they
take
went and saw
longer.
a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Everybody's different. So they went and saw a couple houses with him, and then I think it was beginning of December. He was like, "They're not answering me, Tara," and I'm like, "It's all good, bro. It's Christmas, right? People get busy. Don't worry." Then January came, and he's
Mm-hmm.
like, "They're still not answering me," and I'm like, "You've got them on the drip campaign. They're getting listings. Let them do their thing. Just keep in touch. Like you can always send a text. Well, let me tell you something. Didn't he call me not yesterday, the day before, and goes, "Oh my God, they had a family emergency for the last 2 months. We're out looking at houses tomorrow and we're probably going to do an offer." You know, we build up all these things in our head when people do get busy with their lives. So, food for thought. Are you still there, Crystal? Okay. Can you guys hear me okay? I think we've lost Crystal. Okay. Okay. Well, okay, let's just go on without her until she comes back. I don't know. She's frozen on my end. Is she frozen on your end, Sarah? Kevin? Why don't you ask me any questions? Okay. Okay. Does anybody here, do you guys have are you back? Do you guys have email drip
Yeah, I'm
campaigns?
back.
Okay, geez, girl. Are you guys using any email drip campaigns? How are you finding? Are you calling your leads? If so, how is that working? Okay, Sarah needs help getting hers set up. Okay. Okay. Are you, Sarah, using the ones that are inside Agent Locator? Because there is quite a few. How many drip campaigns do you think there is in there now? Crystal?
Sorry. Yeah, my internet keeps coming in and out. Give me one
Yeah.
second.
Yeah, you're definitely a little spotty.
Yeah, it's like I thought it was you for a minute. There
Nope.
should be. I can look in Sarah's, see if she has, because there are campaigns already in you guys'
Okay.
system, and so it's just a matter for some of you modifying and tweaking those campaigns,
Yeah,
really, just
I
to,
agree.
if you have, then you don't have to go through all the work of creating all the content. Yeah, you do have. She does have them all in there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
strip it
yeah.
like it's
So
hot
Sarah's
and
kind of
comparing.
comparing. What
Oh,
I,
okay.
yeah, got
Yeah.
it. Got it. We'll get to you in a minute, Keenan. Thank you for this. I really love that you guys are asking questions because it helps a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah, go through each of the templates that are in there. You have the ability to
Mm-hmm.
modify them. What you
Yeah.
want to do, when I started creating, I created my own. Mine is original. Oh, I'm the OG of the Totally newsletter. I just started thinking, okay, what would I want to receive the first week I sign up to get listings? So just take each email and just kind of go, how would I word this? And just start tweaking it. And
Mm-hmm.
honestly, I can say this to everybody, there's not 60 days that goes by that I don't retweak my original drip and keep adding to it. It's always a work in process because things change in the world, right? And maybe now we need to add something a little extra in on week 20 or whenever it
Yeah.
is. But I think, Sarah, I think what happens to a lot of us, Crystal, is we feel so overwhelmed because we really think that it needs to be so good and it has to work.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I
Yeah.
have experienced. I lay it out there, I send it out, and I watch to see when I get replies from my leads. I watch very carefully to see which email seems to be the one that most people are like, oh, right? And they reply. And now I know this one is in here for a very long time. And maybe now the
Mm-hmm.
others I need to tweak. Do I need to change the subject line? I go into
Yeah.
Chat GPT now. I am not a believer of AI, but even Tara Baylis is using it because I'll take that
Mm-hmm.
subject line in my current one and I'll be like, give me something cool that'll make people open it up and they'll shoot different ones out to me and I
Yeah.
try them. And that's
Yeah.
all good. It's all
Yeah.
good. You're not,
Mm-hmm.
Sarah, you got this. Keenan, you're
Yeah.
calling and calling and calling and you're looking for a nice newsletter. So listen, maybe you don't call. Maybe you call on day 5 when they come in. And maybe what you do is you alter it with some different text. Remember, you're coming from a not salesman. You're just there to help the man whenever the time is right for them. I just gave you your wording
Mm-hmm.
for your next text. right? Hey, thanks for coming on the site again. I really appreciate it. I'm Keenan. If you need
And
me, I'm
again,
always here. Boom.
yeah.
Call it a day, back right out. That's what
Hmm.
people like. That's exactly what I do. I start it with a thank you. I'm here if you need me, right?
Hmm.
That's it. Newsletter
Hmm.
provider. I'm loving Canva right now. I am obsessed. You
There's
have
so many
got
things you can do with Canva.
a ton. Get Canva Pro,
Yeah.
buy into it. It's worth it. It's not expensive, Keenan. You can embed, they give you the proper versions for you to be able to embed it. I do think a newsletter has to be embedded in an email. Don't do it as an
Hmm.
attachment because nobody will open it. But definitely, if you haven't looked at Canva, look at it and just type in real estate newsletters or even just
Hmm.
newsletter template. All you got to do is fill in the pieces, put recipes in there. Not everybody wants
Hmm.
stats. Just do a little bit, put your picture and fill it in
Hmm.
with little updates, spring cleaning and stuff like that. There's also a good newsletter
Yeah.
company. They are pricey, Morris Marketing. You can look into them if this isn't something that's your gig, and they will do it for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You can also do agent locator offers, newsletter draft and creation. I
Hey, I
think
didn't
it
even
starts,
know that.
yeah, I think
Okay.
it starts at about $40 a month, and you just kind of say what you want, kind of topics, and our team will do it. So yeah, if you have,
And will they send it out?
I believe so, yeah, I believe.
Okay.
But a
So
newsletter is
there you
really,
go.
it's, I mean, newsletter is just a mass email, pretty straightforward. So it's like
Yeah.
as soon as you have it, it's just a matter of sending it. But yeah, they can, yeah, it's worth reaching out to your sales rep to learn a little bit more about that because it is an option. They can either, some people are a little bit more hands-on, so they want just the template created and they'll do all the other work as long as they know how
Okay.
to, modify it.
Yep.
And then some
Yep.
people want it, take it off my plate. You do it for me. Here's what I want in my newsletter this month. So there are different options. And again, Canva is great for, if you are hands-on wanting different designs and making it unique. Yeah, there's so many possibilities with Canva. It's insane,
Yeah.
really.
I mean, if Agent Loader, I didn't know that they had that
Mm-hmm.
now, so I
Mm-hmm.
apologize,
No,
Crystal.
no, no,
If
no.
they
It's
do it, I
gonna be
am
less than
one
Morris.
that I maybe I've just been in the business too long, and that could quite very well be true. But I also
Mm-hmm.
know this, that a lot of realtors spend so much time filling it with realtor stuff that the public
Mm-hmm.
doesn't really resonate. So, what I've learned through different statistics that I've seen throughout my career is yes, there are some people that do want to know their current average sale price, average days on the market. But for the most part, they're reading a newsletter because they just want warm and fuzzy reading. They don't want to have
Mm-hmm.
intense real estate stuff. So I think if you make it a combination of both, where you're bringing in warm and fuzzy, when I was
Mm-hmm.
doing newsletters at Christmas time, the back page of my newsletter was a coloring contest.
Yeah.
So it would be like Santa or something like that, that I would make sure everybody knew, please check the back page so the kids can color.
Mm-hmm.
Recipes are huge, huge for newsletters, believe it or not. You're going to capture a lot of people if you do a monthly recipe.
Mm-hmm.
And current, is your local marina having a Labor
Events in
Day
the
party?
community.
Yeah,
Yeah.
put in an event that's really good for family and fun. That's what
Mm-hmm.
my newsletters are like. They're
Yeah.
very not stat related. They are
Mm-hmm.
more, this is what's going on in your community. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. And you can always do the stats on, like, if the stats is something that you want, you don't have to fill your newsletter with that. Create a blog post monthly with the monthly stats, and then in your newsletter, hype just one small thing. Want interested in stats? Boom, click over to
I
my
agree.
website, right?
To
And then it's
me,
not taking up
have
space.
that separate. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a great touch. I really,
Mm-hmm.
really, really think that if you just simply even just create a vlog, create a video that just says, hey, whatever your community is, did you know that this is a stat for you? It can be
Mm-hmm.
short and sweet, and then you can divide it up, especially if you're in a lot of different communities like I
Yeah.
am, and then you just send it out. This is why I live for the tagging system on Agent Locator. Every
Mm-hmm.
single one of my leads are tagged with the community that they're looking in so that I can always call them up and focus on what they need as a community.
Yeah.
So Use the tags for sure. Okay, Shane, is there somewhere to buy the drips and tweak over time? I don't have the time to create. Okay, well, he should have them in his agent locator, right,
You
Crystal?
should. Let me just pull. You should. Just sometimes
Okay,
they
so
don't.
maybe
Okay. Shane,
you
sure.
find them in
Sorry.
the campaign template editor, correct? Or in the email
Yes.
section.
Yeah. It's, if you go into settings and then it's the campaign template editor, and yes, you should have those in there, Shane. 100% campaigns are in there.
Okay, so settings is that wheel on the
There,
left-hand side. Scroll
yeah,
up.
and I'm just going to, yes, 100% the gear. I'm just going to also share here. So I know that Sarah had gone, she'd mentioned to drip it like it's hot. So I'm actually going to share that, guys, with you. We had created a post about that or a campaign. I don't know. Our marketing team does so much. I don't know where people find these things. So um,
Yeah, it's true.
I'm
It's
like, what are
true.
they? I'll get an email through support. I'm like, what is this person referring to? I have no idea. So
I
anyway,
know.
the drip it like it's
Yeah.
hot is really, and again, I'm going to put it into the chat here, you guys. It is a link. Some of these campaigns are 100% already in your system. There are some that they have added different variations to them, so different things. So something
Okay.
for you guys to just kind of go through and look through, like, and then it's just a matter of, building out your campaign or, taking pieces of these and building your own unique campaign because it's
Yeah.
already there for you. It's just tweaking it, adjusting the wording and the arranging of, which comes first. In your guys' system, two things. When you go to the email, anywhere in your system, in the top right-hand corner is that question mark. That question mark showcases you tutorials on how to do things within the system, reflective of where you're currently positioned.
Yes.
So if you
Yes.
go to the campaign section and you click on that question mark, it's going to give you all the tutorials reflective of the campaigns on how to build them, the overview, what this means, what that means, etc. And same for email templates, because I always find it's easier to build a template sometimes beforehand, so you can just add it in, than it is to, build it from scratch each one. Now there is, what's great about this is this drip it like it's hot. You don't have to worry. Like if you don't want to create them as templates, they've already got all the short code in there as it should be.
Right.
Those are the hard code, like the brackets, right? First name, last name, that sort of thing. So they're already in there with the short codes. You don't have to worry about building a
That's good.
template if you're doing it. You just have
Right.
to build the campaign action as an email. Yeah.
That's good. That should help you a lot. Now, listen,
Mm-hmm.
Shane, I'm going to address one comment. I'm going to put you on the hot seat right now. Don't hate me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you don't have the time to create all the drips. I know, I feel you, man. It is tough to find time. This is what can happen sometimes when you invest in the agent locator leads is we have to kind of time block just at the very minimum, Shane, to get the system set up so that it becomes a lot easier for us and we're not stressed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So once you kind of do the tweaking that you need to do, Shane, and you actually get it in the system and it's ready to go, you're going to feel so much better. And I just want you to know that you will be so thankful that you took the time to get it done, set up, because you're going to have conversion.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody, time blocking in real estate is 101. I would not be successful if I didn't painfully some days time block. And there are days that even I cry. Yesterday
Mm-hmm.
was a day. Yesterday and this weekend was a day where I'm like, I'm out. There's
Mm-hmm.
too much. I can't handle what my family needs, what my work needs,
Mm-hmm.
what the age we all experience that. But the bottom
Mm-hmm.
line is we're invested, we're in this, so we've got to treat it like we are the CEO. This is our business. So
Mm-hmm.
take the time. And I think once you get tweaking, you're going to see, oh, it's not
It's
actually,
not
it's
it's not
not as
as
overwhelming as I think.
yeah,
Or,
exactly.
or Shane, here's a really good idea. Maybe you don't tweak it at all. Maybe you just use the campaign as it is, let it run for a couple of months, see if you're getting replies. And if you're not, then just tweak it individually one by one.
Mm-hmm.
Do one
Mm-hmm.
email a day. right?
Absolutely.
I hope
Yep.
that helped you a little bit because
And
I
I
know you
think,
can do it.
and one thing that I've been doing personally, I think I've brushed on this before, is which goes with life. It's like work life business balance, right? Like there has to be balance. Time blocking, of course, for different aspects of your business is 100% crucial. But what I've been doing is writing down 4 critical tasks every single day, 4 critical things.
Okay. I like that.
Um, so the 4 critical tasks can be related to my life. I got to fold the laundry today, right? Or I have to call the phone bill provider because I keep thinking about it at the wrong time. So I write it down. It's a critical task.
Okay.
And it could be, I have a whole bunch of follow-ups. Maybe I have a list of 50 people I have to follow up. I'm like, I'm going to follow up with 5 of them.
Mhm.
Right. So instead of taking everything and being like, I have this huge job to do or all these things, I break it into
Right.
smaller, more manageable things. And then
Yeah.
you're checking them off and you're feeling accomplished. So again, even when it comes to building the campaign, you don't have to build it all at once.
No,
Right? Your critical task could be,
no,
building just one email. Create one email and one SMS for my campaign today. Right. And that's
exactly.
it helps to reduce the amount of things that we're doing. But it also, for me personally, is, I feel way more accomplished in everything I'm doing. And a lot of the things that we procrastinate, because we all love procrastinating things in
We're
all
all
aspects,
guilty. We are all so
are
guilty for
are
sure.
I
Sorry,
know
guys.
they're all actually getting done, right? It's really like, it's those small, hideous things that you stare at every single day, being like, I should probably get to that. Should probably get to that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
They're
yeah.
actually getting gotten to. So it's like,
It's
and it
so
works both
true.
ways, right?
It's so
So
true.
it's like, and how Beverly would say, you need an elephant bite by bite when you eat the whole thing at once, right? So,
And yeah,
um, and
but
it's
you know
just getting
what?
into
I
habits.
mean, we're always here for advice. We're always here to help. Anything that I'm saying to you guys, because I'm walking the walk and I talk the talk, walk the walk. Is that what they say? It's nothing that I don't already do.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know what? If there's a day that you can't get to it, I feel like that's okay. You just
Mm-hmm.
simply say, all right, well, tomorrow's another day. There are some
Yeah.
people that'll say no, stick to the time blocking. I think that if you need to adjust it because there is something else that's happened, you just got to be okay with that. What
Mm-hmm.
people don't do is they'll adjust it and then it gets adjusted again the next day and the next day and the next day. That's where it becomes a
Mm-hmm.
problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, because I get up so early, and I hit the road. I've got a long commute here. So once I get to the office, my first and foremost is always let me just regroup on my agent locator. Let me just get into the
Mm-hmm.
dashboard. In the meantime, I'm always watching the email notifications. So I know I haven't missed anything. But I will tell you this, we have a short window of time that people are going to probably want to buy or sell, especially
Mm-hmm.
with what's going on in the world. So remember, we're building a relationship with these people, not a transaction. So
Yeah.
think about those different things that you guys can do to build the trust of our leads. Is it a vlog? Is
Mm-hmm.
it a Zoom call with maybe a finance guy? Is it,
Mm-hmm.
do you offer a contest to everybody?
Yeah.
What all those additional things that'll just give them something to remember you by, aside from all these touches. The leads right now are super active. Like, I mean, they're
Mm-hmm.
communicating with me like nobody's business,
Mm-hmm.
like always. So I feel like the world knows that we're in for a change, and I think there's going to be a lot of business that happens over the next few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. Yeah.
I think
Okay,
so.
Michael.
Uh,
Um,
Look at the top right hand
it's for
screen. Will
you.
show me videos on how to make campaigns when I'm in campaign edit. I don't know, Brandon. Yes. Yes. So Michael's just asking the question mark at the top. We'll show him the campaigns on how to do that. Yes, 100%. So that question mark will change reflective of where you're positioned. So if you're in the campaign section, those tutorials are what's going to show there. Anyone that is new and even some existing people, because I know that some of us have been with Agent Locator for some time, but really
Yeah.
don't know where everything is. It's not uncommon. When you are on the main page where all your leads are showing, the question mark, the very first video is going to show you where to find everything in your system. I think it's about 10 minutes long. So it goes through, every tab where you're going to find things, all the resources, how to get a hold of support right from your system. So all of those things that, we tend to overlook because we kind of use what we know and stick with that, and then kind of,
Right.
don't, steer away from that at all. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Michael. Okay. Always a brand new user, week one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You got a lot of
Yes.
videos to watch, brother. You got a lot. And you know what? This, and I'm guilty of it too. And I say this, maybe it's a pot calling the kettle, but it's true. We're invested, we're buying into this system. And most of us still don't even know what it all offers because we haven't taken the time to actually watch everything and train. We're just
Yeah.
like, okay, we're on the run. And you know what? I always say this even to my team, please get in there and watch and learn. And I think it's good. And I'm glad you said that because there's some things even
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know. I didn't know that
Yeah.
whatever page I was on, that the help
Yeah.
button would be
I
reflective
know,
of that
right?
page.
It was there, right? No one really thinks to know that or think, yeah. So
Yeah.
it's, and then you guys do have, so just jumping back to that document I shared with you, it's in the chat for anyone that came late. There is strategies as well. So different ideas based on those top 10 struggles on things that you can actually do, to overcome them. So some of them, it could be blogging or vlogging or social posts, different things like that. And again, Canva is great for creating visuals. Throw stuff into, I know, Terry, you said you don't like the AI stuff, but it can really help when you're sitting there when you have a roadblock, because I do too. I do a lot of social posting and I'll sit there and I'll be like, I don't know, right? So then I'll just be like something simple. And then it gives me, then it kind of gets your brain thinking as to different creative things, right? So you don't have to rely on it.
Yeah. Any other questions before we sign off, everybody? This is going to be a good lead day. The leads are coming in. There's a lot of Google searches happening. I mean, my phone is going off like crazy with new leads coming in. It's very interesting. It's always reflective to me when I see a lot come, new lead, and it's like really super active. It tells me that people are out there looking.
They are. We're at the end of February now, so you guys tie your laces.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Hopefully, right? Hopefully, put your runners on.
For a year. Okay, Amit. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, you see that, Crystal? Loves the agent locator. Top notch. I agree.
Our support is phenomenal. They are truly great at what they do.
Yep, I really agree. And that's why I've been part of their system. I think I'm almost 10 years. I'm almost 10 years now, and it's and I say this to Addo all the time. Believe me, I'm the person that you could lose for sure because if the support wasn't there, then I'll go somewhere where the support is.
Absolutely.
And they're fantastic here, absolutely fantastic. But we're always here for you. Don't be afraid to join all the other coaches and everything. They've got such great information. I'm glad you guys were part of us today. It was nice to see a big crowd. Yeah, I loved it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Awesome.
Perfect.
So are we good?
I think we're good. Everyone enjoy the rest of your week. We're only Tuesday, so get at her. It
feels like Friday.
Right? You're like, what day is that? Okay, do something great for your business today. How about that?
Yeah, do something great. Yeah. Or how about work-life balance? Do something great for you today. How about that? Amit, it was nice to have you. Sid, thank you again for being part of us. Sarah, you're awesome. Love the questions. Keep them coming.
Perfect.
We'll see everybody next time. Peace out.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Bye.